Hi. First and foremost, my name is Daniel Rivera. I am a true, firm believer that Jesus died on the cross for everyone's sins, and the only way to get to heaven is through redemption, true redemption through Him, believing that He did come to earth, die on the cross, and was resurrected. And if you put your faith if you truly believe in that, then you will be saved. But yeah, so like it says, preach the gospel to every creature. I'm not here to preach to believers because pastors have more knowledge and more understanding, and they're more in this book than I will ever catch up. But who knows? Maybe, Lord willing, one day I will be. But I will give 2 verses today, reading 2 verses. It's time for me to do my part. I am ready to join the war, the battle, spiritual war. I'm going to give one to the non-believers and to the believers, right? So first, this first verse is very just straight to what you need to understand. It'll tell you what you need. It'll tell you how to get through life, knowing that you are saved, knowing that there's only one way, knowing that without it you can't get to heaven, right? And if you don't believe that there's heaven or hell, that's a different conversation, but I'm not here to have that right now. I'm here just to simply pass and preach, or more so just read the one thing that you should hold on to when understanding where you're going after death. So that verse is John 14:6, and it states, also I'm reading King James Version. I study ESV version. I have New King James Version. I also have a NLT version. I read them all, just depends. Different, you get different things from each thing, but I forgot who says it, and forgive me, but somebody says it best. The best Bible is whatever Bible you read. Obviously, there's some Bibles that have some translation that lead to corruption, or not necessarily that, but kind of stray off from the true word, right? So read the Bible. That's all I'm going to give you. I just like reading this one because it's what I grew up with. John 14:6. Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. And with that being said, understand that and that alone. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man can come to the Father but Him, right? It's just plain and simple, guys. So if you have any questions on that, I may not be the person to ask those questions, but I will do my best to find those answers. I will do my best to go out of my way to research and pray, and I don't want to lead anyone astray. I'm not here to lead you guys to heaven. I'm here to lead you to the fountain to drink, where it says the holy, where that water of life is. I'm here to, as a beggar, as we all are, I'm here to lead you to the food, the food for your soul. If you're thirsty, go get the water, and that's Jesus. Okay. Again, understand it plain and simple. Jesus said to them, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. There's no extra works you could do. You can't, baptism isn't going to do it. It doesn't say go get baptized. It doesn't say go do communion. It doesn't say trust in another God. It doesn't say do works. It says He is the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by Him alone. So if you're a non-believer, it is kind of a hard thing to understand maybe, but there's a lot of resources out there. If you can find a church that states the only way for redemption, salvation, getting to heaven, if it's, anything of that sort, if they state it based on this and this alone, that's a good church. I'm not trying to defile any other churches, but if they're not teaching this and this alone, there's only one way. And it's Jesus and Jesus alone. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the perfect submission, the perfect sacrifice, the Lamb. There's a reason why for so long this book has come with us through history. It's because this is what we need, okay? So, non-believers, please, feel free. Ask. I'll do my best. I have my resources. I can go ask. I have plenty of things that I like to listen to. Maybe you're a little nervous on where to go and where to start. Look something up. Look up a 30-day. Like Proverbs is a 31-day book. You could definitely look that up. That's kind of how I got back into my faith, is I looked up a 31-day read along, and I would do that before I went to work every day for 31 days. And you can also, reaching out to church, you can read, if somebody, is of the faith, ask them, pray, start your prayers, just ask for an understanding, ask for, where that light can lead you. Because at any time in your life, Jesus is not going to leave you alone. Any time in your life, if you feel like you're down in the dumps, if you feel like you're up high, if you feel like you're stagnant, Jesus is there with you, and He will guide you. And we have our guidance as Christians. So just take it as it is, that our lives with this book, with Jesus, with praising God, with following the Holy Spirit and having Him discern for us, there's meaning, there's more than just understanding that you, for myself, and then you start to think, well, what about others? You drive down the street and you're like, oh, you see a panhandler and you're like, I don't want to entertain that. I don't want to give them money. They're just going to go get booze or drugs or whatever the case. But you don't know their story. You don't know their lives. And even if you did, who are you to judge? It's not for us to judge. Because if we were the ones being judged up in heaven, it's all the same. We're all going to be judged the same no matter what. So just take it upon yourself to understand that we have to start spreading Jesus' love. He loves us no matter what. And once you understand that Jesus loves you, then it's time to pick this up and start learning how to love Him. Okay? So, next verse, it's for the believers. Obviously, I'm, again, in no way here to preach to you, our pastors or preachers, or, people that have gone through the works, who have been set into that position. Please, nobody is here to critique us. They're here to guide us, to tell us if we're doing something wrong. That is love too. If you hear something and you're like, wow, that's really stepping on my toes today, well, that's good. If it comes to this, if it narrows down to this book right here, and you're like, wow, that really stepped on my toes today, great. Because understand this, because of what they said and how it made you feel, and them stepping on your toes with what they're saying, and that message or that conversation or whatever the case may be, you now have to walk more careful. Instead of having your toes stepped on because you decided to do what you want, you need to walk more careful. So then, instead of feeling like, oh, all of that hit me hard, it probably did. And it does to me all the time, and that's what I look for, because I want to always strive for perfection. Jesus. Always. So just understand that. If you feel like you know enough of this book, you never will. And there's always people that will know 10 times more than you. But guess what? They don't know everything about this book. And we need to just be deep in this. We need to be so deep in this so then we can find somebody, and then now we get a mentor. And now that mentor holds us to standard, to this standard, only standard. And now when we get to that point, we hold somebody to a standard. And we grow. Build disciples. We shouldn't want to just be, oh, well, I know enough. No, we need to be out in the world preaching the gospel, right? And this is why I want to make a video because, I could do my portion. I could, give out. I can stop and pray with somebody, but it's not until I start letting my faith show my works, like in James, right? And it's time, Again, doing it though will not get you to heaven. Jesus and Jesus alone. So for my believers, this verse here is Paul 1:21. For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. Right? Powerful verse. Paul, strong in the faith. Right? Strong in the faith. For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. On this earth, to live is to obtain, wanting to live like Christ, wanting to spread Christ's love, wanting to live for Christ on earth, to live, right? But to die, when you die, you're with Him. Perfection. Nowhere else we want to be as Christians except with Him. But on this earth, we have a job to do. We need to spread this, make disciples. We have a standard. We have things set in place for us, and it's time for us to just start getting back to the way that we need to be, because times are going to get tough. Don't jump to revolutions if you haven't fully understood where you need to be here. But understand that there's only one way to get to heaven, and that one way loves you no matter what. And He will never turn you away, no matter the sin. He will never ever turn you away. So just want to pass that on. Gotta say I love you guys. I hope this reaches anybody and everybody who needs it. And hope to see you guys again, Lord willing.